How's it going, guys? Nathan again from Saz 4x4, and it's finally time to pull the motor out. So yeah, enough talking, let's get to it. Alright, I just got the tyres off. Next thing we're going to do is going to pull the bull bar out. Alright, so now I'm just going to loosen the bull bar bolts. Here's one. Pretty big bolts, these ones. Well, they have to be since they're holding the whole bull bar in, I guess. So I just finished undoing all the bull bar bolts and then I realised the winch is still attached, so I probably should undo that as well, so I don't rip off all the wires. I'm just trying to figure out if it's easier for me to undo them from the winch or actually from the battery, so I'll open the bonnet and see. I think it's going to be a whole lot easier if I just take it out straight from the battery rather than taking out, because there's heaps more wires here. There's only 2 up here, so I'm just going to do that. Battery's probably going to have to come out at some stage anyway, so I'll just take that out. This battery looks pretty new, so that's good. That's one less thing I have to buy, I guess, for the build. Alright, now I've got both the winch cables disconnected. I'll just pull them through and pull the whole bull bar off. But while I'm here, I might as well just completely disconnect the battery, because we're going to need to do that anyway. And then I can put my washer and bolt back here, so now when I go to put it back, everything's still there, so I don't have to go digging through a whole box of bolts. I'm going to take everything off.
It's coming straight forward?
Straight forward, yeah, but I think it's pretty heavy. Oh, it's not that bad where we're going to put it, but I didn't think this far ahead. Alright, I've got the bull bar off. I just noticed there's a plate in here, so this is probably to hold the bull bar in. Looks like this side it's welded in, this side it's not. So yeah, because I know I've had on my other patrol, I've had to put a plate in like that for the recovery points, but in this case it looks like it was for the bull bar. Alright, next thing, I think I'm going to drain all the fluids. So I did say I was going to drain the oils, but before I do that, I might as well just take the grill off while it's down here. It's easy access, I'll just do that. You're going to need to come off for those front mount intercoolers and all those crazy things that we're going to do. So, alright, I've loosened all the bolts now, so it should just come off. Oh, forgot to do the blinker cables. Alright, so both blinker cables are disconnected now, so there's the grill. Now we have room to put front mount intercoolers and all those go fast bits. Alright, I've put the car up now, so next thing we're going to drain the coolant. So there's a bit of a bash plate here, I'm just going to remove that and then drain the coolant. The time has come, time to drain the coolant. It's a bit of a pain to get in there, but I've just undone with the bottom radiator hose, so now I'm going to try to slide it off and hopefully we get it in the bucket here instead of it going everywhere, but usually it goes everywhere. Alright, so what I've done, I've sort of jammed the screwdriver in between the bottom radiator hose and the radiator, so it sort of lets it come out controlled. I can take the whole thing off, but then it'll probably just go everywhere, so I'm not in a rush, so I'll just let it drain like this. Keeps it nice and tidy. And yeah, but looks like the previous owner didn't even put any coolant in here. It's all clear, so it's probably just water. But it doesn't really matter for us, the whole engine's getting replaced anyway. So now that most of the coolant's out, we'll just start undoing the rest of the hoses connected to the radiator and the whole radiator itself and pull it out. So yeah. There's one hose out. As soon as I touch this coolant reservoir tank, the whole thing just shattered. It's like it's been sitting in the sun. Look, all the pieces are just coming off it. So we definitely need to get a new one of them. We've got all the hoses and bolts undone, so now all we have to do is lift the radiator up and out she'll come. Maybe if I rotate.
Hang on. Right now. Bar's not there.
It's got to come.
Don't get at the angle.
Thank Thank you. There you go. She's seen some mud, not much. Is that from us now, or that was probably them putting it in? Oop. Yeah. I'll take it outside and just let it drain.
No coolant in that, just straight.
That's straight water.
That's straight water.
All right, she's out. Brand new radiator is out. So, yeah. The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drain the oil, and then I'm also gonna drain the transmission fluid. So, get all the oils out. There you go. Not the healthiest oil, but not the worst either. All right, so we've got the oil and the transmission fluid draining. So once that finishes up, we can start undoing the engine and all that stuff, the fun stuff. Also, I've invested in some ratchet straps and ratchet strapped it to the hoist. Because it's such a short wheelbase, there's not much surface area for the arms of the hoist to grab onto, so the whole car was rocking. So my fear was if take the engine out and the car could just tip over backwards. So strapped it down to the arms, so now we've got nothing to worry about. All right, so the next thing is to remove the intake piping. So I've loosened it up, so it should just hopefully come out. All right, that's out. And out she comes. Doesn't look like there's any mud in there, which is a good sign. Even though we don't really care, this engine's probably gonna go straight in the bin anyway, but yeah. So I've taken mostly all the auxiliary wiring and hoses and all that stuff off. So next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna chuck her up and we're gonna remove the gearbox. So we're gonna do the tail shafts, then the torque converter housing, starter motor, bell housing bolts, and the whole thing should come out. I love how small this drive shaft is. It's tiny, it's like a 40cm ruler. So yeah, I've just undone this side now. Next thing I'm gonna do is just finish undoing this side. I undid half, and now turn it around, put the parking brake so I can undo it. And yeah, it's all happening. So it's the next day now. Sort of didn't film too much the other night because it was getting late and I just wanted to sort of get it done. But what I did, I removed both the tail shaft and the drive shafts and all that. I loosened the torque converter bolts as well. So there was a little plate that comes off here when you undo these 4 bolts, and then there's like these little 2 on each side up there, so I want to remove that, remove 4 torque converter bolts, and now we're ready for everything else. But the thing is, we're most likely going to have to remove this long range tank, move the box back a little bit so we can actually separate it from the engine. So probably going to remove the tank now. Oh, there's one wire for the fuel sender left. So it looks like the senders here is actually not even connected. So this tank looks like it just had no purpose at the moment. I don't think the guy got around to fixing it or whatever. So I got the tank out, and look, it appears they've crimped these or something, so the sender wasn't actually being used. There was all these other pipes, I think they are breathers and stuff. That's probably obviously the fuel part there, but who knows? So yeah, I doubt this was being used, but lucky we took it out because I would have filled it up and hoped that it worked, and then realised that I've got a whole tank of fuel that's just sitting there. So yeah. Also, previous owner didn't upgrade the arms to the bent upper control arms. When you do a long range tank, you've got to have bent upper control arms, especially with the lift and that, for it to clear the tank. But obviously this guy didn't do it, so now this arm's slightly bent, so I'm going to have to replace those. So I'm just going to get the superior bent arms. So yeah, but now we should have heaps of clearance to remove the gearbox. I'm still going to remove the exhaust as well, so I'll get rid of all that stuff because we don't need it anyway. Might as well get rid of it now. Make our lives easier before removing the gearbox and the engine and all that. So yeah. Probably should spray these with WD-40, but oh well. I've already started now. Hold it. Right, man. That's how you get it out. Lucky we still have our toes. Yeah.
Yeah, alright, there's one.
I feel like
Something popped.
maybe
Either-
it snapped.
We'll find out. Let it go, Andrew. That's it.
How many monkeys does it take to remove a gearbox?
Couple too many.
And she's out.
Easy.
You gotta get room on me.
You got plenty of room here, man.
None at all. No.
You got plenty of room in here.
That looks like one heavy thing.
Yeah, man.
Do you remember the other one?
I know. And this has a cross member attached. Alright guys, we've got the bonnet off. We're just getting rid of all the aircon gas now and she's ready to come out. Crane's here. Ready to go. This is where I find out what's still attached. Now that the engine's out, stay tuned for the next build video where we showcase all the products that we're going to be using. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more Sales 4x4 content.